welcome, Krystem. How are you this evening?
Oh, I am pretty good, actually. Yeah. How about you?
Doing fabulous.
Yeah.
Krystem is going to be one of 56 authors that we are going to have at the Festival of Books and Creativity at the end of June in Novi, Michigan. Krystem is a fantasy writer. So tell us about your book.
Oh, where to begin? Uh, this book, honestly, is like a culmination of years of everything of my life, I guess. I've actually been writing it for a really, really long time. I started it in middle school, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the idea came to me at that time. It's actually a long story that I'm preparing to put on a blog, but
Oh.
yeah, that's in the works. But anyway, the book though, I'm a big fantasy fan, and there are a lot of things that I do in my daydreams that I was like, oh, I could put this in a story. So that's pretty much
Mhm.
what I did, and here it is after about maybe 11 years of writing it and putting it together. So yeah,
So show us the book cover. Do you have the book with you?
I do. It is beside me. Um, I don't know. There's a blur filter. Oh,
Oh, you got the right angle. Perfect.
yeah. Sorry, background. But yeah, that's it.
And tell us more about the story that's in the book.
Um, right. So the story is okay. So it's about a boy named Ethan who it begins where he's living in a normal Michigan city.
Hmm.
And his day to day is normal, except he has like really crazy dreams all the times, and he's always having like really bad headaches. Um, and he lives alone with his grandmother, and his grandmother kind of is really secretive, and she never tells him anything about his past, and his memory doesn't really go back as far as it should. um, and then he ends up learning that he's actually not from Michigan. And he is from a super amazing magical world where he has powers and all this stuff. So pretty much the entire story, at least for the first book anyway, because it's going to be a series, is him getting his memory back, and trying being thrown back into this world where everything is corrupted and crazy and chaos is going on and people are after him and he's just got to deal with that. So yeah.
So
Mhm.
you said this is going to be a series. So how many books do you expect to have in the series?
That's a great question. I kind of have the number 5 in my brain. I'm not
Okay.
that sure yet, but I have been working on the second book. I've been working bits on the third book too. Um,
Oh,
but I do feel like it could be about 5. It may be a little more.
okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
Now, are you going to stick with fantasy, or do you think you may do some other series or other books in other genres?
Um, well, fantasy is my strong suit. Um,
Okay.
but I have had like ideas. There's a series I actually would like to do that I've had an idea of, but I kind of have to focus on this one big project
Hmm.
first. It's a sci-fi, science fiction kind of thing.
Hmm.
So that's going to be something. Can't say too much about it though. Um, Another thing that I have been thinking about a lot, actually, I'm not really sure what genre to really put it in,
Okay.
but I have been. It probably will be like a standalone book. It could become like a series, but like the story is like individual to different.
Hmm.
Um, I can't say too much about that one either, though. It's too fascinating, too
Mm,
interesting, mysterious. But yes, I do have other plans other than this series that I'm working on, to create and bring into the world.
I love it.
Mhm.
Now, do you plot everything out? Are you an outliner or are you a pantser and you just sit down and write?
Hmm. I think I'm a sit down and write kind of person.
Mhm.
See, my main thing is I'm a big daydreamer. I've always
Okay.
daydreamed, so I may not always be paying attention, and I just may be in my head in La La Land.
Mhm.
And so I do have like a ton of notes everywhere. So it's not really
Okay.
outlined, though sometimes I do
Mhm.
try so it can be organized. But I'm more of a, oh, this just popped in my head, let me write it down, and I just
Mhm.
got tons and tons and tons of notes everywhere, paper, phone, computer. Yeah,
All the places.
everywhere, yes.
So, do you have a 9 to 5 job or is writing your main job?
Oh, if only writing could be my main job. That is definitely the dream. I do have a 9 to 5 job, more of a 11 to 7, but um, yeah, that does take up a lot of my time. Though I am actually planning to step away from it for a little while, just so that I can focus on writing because I have all these big ideas, and
Mhm.
a lot of it, my job takes away from my ability to sit down and let the creative juices flow. I mean, it is like, when I was going to school, I stopped going to school, but in order to finish my book, I had to stop going to school for the last 2 years so that I could
Mhm.
finish. And I felt so good because I finally now have it, and I probably
Mhm.
would have never had it to hold in my hand if I didn't stop going to school for a while. So that is the plan, at least, to see where life takes me now, next. Mm.
So, what kind of job is your 11 to 7 job?
Oh, my job is actually working at a UPS store.
Oh.
It's their little franchises. My mom
Mhm.
owns the one. So I'm there helping her there. So, but it's quite busy. It's very busy, very strenuous, actually, more than you would think a UPS store would be. Um,
Mhm.
very stressful, but you know, that's just life.
So, what do you do outside of your job in writing?
In writing, what do I do outside of my job and writing? Oh, that's a great question. I don't know. I feel like I'm always at work. I do like Oh man, I don't know. Oh, you know what? I like playing video games. That is something I do when I'm not writing or at work. Is a good video game session with something.
What
Yep.
kind what kind of video games do you generally play?
Um, I'm a big Red Dead Redemption 2 fan.
Okay.
That is a good one. I do like Hogwarts Legacy as well. I just finally 100%ed it. That was a goal of mine for the last some years that it's been out.
Mhm.
And then I immediately restarted it to play as a Slytherin. So
Ah.
I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Mhm.
That's pretty much everything that I've been playing. I am a simmer, but I haven't been playing Sims because I've been focused on, Red Dead and Baldur's Gate and stuff like that. Yeah. Other than that, I guess I like to go on walks outside of the park or, hang out with a friend at a cafe or a mall or something like that. I'm kind of a boring person.
So, where's your favorite place to write?
Definitely at a cafe. I think when I'm home, I get distracted by my home and want to lay down
Mhm.
and do nothing or play a game. Um, so I do tend to go to some cafe. Recently, though, I do have a favorite cafe, which is it's called Nocturnal in Monroe. Monroe.
Oh,
So that's cool. But it's quite far from my house actually, but it's close to my job. So
okay.
yeah, but I'm looking kind of to move in that area so I can go there.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I just go to anywhere, like maybe Ferndale, or
Mhm.
when I was living or going to school in Ypsilanti, so I would go in Ann Arbor a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. hmm
Do you have any idea when your book 2 is going to come out?
That's a great question. That's a great question. I'm actually honestly hoping by the end of next year, um,
Okay.
because I have wrote quite a bit, but I have been stuck for a while, but only recently got unstuck. Um, yeah, I was dealing with a good writer's block for a good amount of time, but I did write much more than I thought I did during the process of getting this book out.
Mhm.
I've already got like 12 chapters done.
Nice.
Yeah. So I do think it'll be a longer book than this one. This one, I don't know how many chapters in it. I think it's 14 chapters or something. Um, it's gonna be longer. So, but yeah, my goal anyway is by the end of next year, maybe early 2026. But I don't want it to be that. Oh, wait, what year is this? I'm sorry, early
Yeah.
2027. But
What
I'm
year are we in? We're in 2025 at the moment.
yep, I forgot. Stuck in 2023, 2024. But yeah, hopefully end of next year. That's my goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Looking at your bio, how did you come up with, because you've got your debut novel, Ethan Moon.
Mm.
Where did you come up with the name from?
The name of Ethan
Mhm.
Moon?
Mhm.
Well, actually, Ethan's name uh, went through a lot of changes
Oh.
because it went through a lot of changes. His name actually always was Ethan,
Mhm.
just because that's one of my favorite like male names. So I just
Okay.
he was an Ethan. But his last name was like all kinds of things before I settled on Moon. And
Mhm.
I didn't really settle on Moon until I settled on what Ethan looked like. And actually, Ethan,
Oh.
is Korean American.
Mhm.
So, Moon is a last name in for Korean people, although it doesn't mean like the moon in the sky, but
Mhm.
I kind of just played with it so it does mean that, but whatever.
Mhm. Okay.
Um, but that's pretty much, too many changes. So when he became Ethan Moon, I kind of always wanted the title of the series to be just his name, just because
Okay.
it is just about him and his
Mhm.
life. And I do think it focuses very much on his point of view of everything. It is a first person book, so it's him talking for the most part.
Oh.
It does change perspectives, but obviously it's his story, so he's
Mhm.
um and then, of course, the name of this specific book came quite easy. Remembering Obscura, that's what he's doing. That's Obscura is the name of the world that he's from. So
Mhm.
that is that's how I came up with that. Remembering Obscura. The second book, though, I can tell you what the second book's title is. Okay, so
Mhm.
give you a hint of what may be happening. Um,
Okay.
Second book is Ethan Moon Lost in the Shadows. So
Ooh.
that is the official title of that. So, you can guess what might happen there.
So, do you do your own cover work or do you have somebody do your covers?
I do have someone who does my covers. She's just someone actually my mother knew. My mother has a lot of companies or organizations, or so she's a very businesswoman. So
Mhm.
she has someone that does. She just knew someone that did like illustrations and stuff. So
Mhm.
like, oh, why don't you meet with her? Her name is Jasmine Burks. Um,
Mhm.
Super nice. So I just asked her, "Hey, this is what I'm doing. Got a book thing that I want to see about getting the cover done." And she was so funny, or she was just like, "Oh, I got you," and like did it in like so fast. And she actually did quite a bit for me, actually. Like not just the cover, but in my book there's I don't know how to call it, like a special font or a special
Okay.
code thing. In Obscura, they have like passports. Um,
Mhm.
Passports aren't like completely in English, like the code, the citizen code,
Mhm.
the numbers. It was made up as like some kind of symbols. And she just
Oh.
made those in like less than a day. Like
Oh,
awesome.
wow.
Yeah, she's so cool. So I would like her to make my second book. She also made my author page website thing too. So
Mhm.
very talented.
Very good.
Mm.
Well, this has been great getting to know you, and thank you for taking time out of your evening to share with us a little bit about your book and what we can expect come June. So I look forward to meeting you in June.
Oh yes, I look forward to meeting you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.